Hey everybody, how you guys doing? I hope your guys' quarantine is going well. If you hear any noise in the background, please don't mind it. It's just my brother's having a blast in the background. So I just want to start out by introducing myself for those of you who may not know me. My name is Domenic. I am a junior studying computer science at the U of A, and I have spent over 2 years at the SHIP UA chapter. Some of my involvement in SHIP spans throughout the whole chapter, and that includes participating on outreach events. So Science Day, ALE. I didn't get to do LaFam this year because I did get sick, so that was kind of a bummer. But I did participate in most, if not all, the recruiting events that we had these past 2 semesters. And I also created the SHIP Discord channel. So if any of you guys aren't in it yet, I do highly recommend it because we are having a blast during this quarantine on there. So real quick, I just want to sort of explain the layout of my speech real quick and sort of talk about some of my plans for next year. So some of my goals, I split it up into 3 main categories, and that includes recruiting and retention, SHIP National, and this third one I sort of made up myself because I thought it was pretty important to include as well, and that's strengthening the general body and the e-board and sort of the connections that lie in between them as well. So starting off with the recruiting and retention, and probably the most important one of these 3, I want to start out by recruiting at every possible club fair event that we have at the U of A. So that includes the ASUA UA Mall one and the College of Engineering 102 club fair event. And not only those, I don't really want to stay specifically within like the UA bounds particularly, but I do want to expand outside of that. So by participating in club fair events or college events, at high schools, I feel like would be a really good idea because it helps spread the word of SHIP and helps them know of what we do. So with that, I want to get to my second goal, and that's the establishing or strengthening the general body and e-board connections and, with one another. And I sort of have like 2 parts with that. And the first one is sort of making sure that we have social events planned out. So we do have social events planned out, definitely for August. We have one for October and December, and that would be, the Dave and Buster's after the first general body meeting. And then the second one would be Scare Me Asada and then La Posada lastly. But you sort of have those months in between that where we don't really have anything planned out. So I just want to make sure that we have something planned out for that. So for example, we can do September as like a bowling night, like we usually do in the past. Or maybe like November with, Thanksgiving, or also known as Shipsgiving. Fabi did a really good job of hosting that last year, and that was really fun. And I want to make sure that we include that this year as well. So that's sort of my first part of this second goal. And the second part is sort of just, listening to the general body and hearing you guys' feedback. After all, it's not really about what the e-board wants, for the UA chapter. It's what the general body wants. So I just want to act as that, that middleman in between the general body and the e-board and making sure that, that we're listening to you guys. So for example, if I'm talking to a general body member and they're like, I'm having trouble with, creating a resume, or I'm having trouble talking to some companies, well, maybe I can coordinate something with the academic coordinator, and we can create workshops that can help benefit you guys. So that would be my second goal. For my third goal, and probably like another important one, is the SHIP National Convention. This one is pretty important because this is the first that I know SHIP National Convention that's coming right after the global pandemic. And I feel like it's very important that we tackle this on with full force. So for example, we want to maximize the attendance or the count of people that we have attending SHIP National Convention. And to do this, I want to make sure that we're promoting at every possible recruiting event that we have possible. So this sort of ties with the first goal of trying to get the most recruiting opportunities that we can possible. And the third one sort of builds on that, where we promote SHIP National Convention as well. Now, the second part of that third goal is sort of making sure that you guys are provided with the support to maximize your the benefits that you can get out of SHIP National Convention. So that sort of ties with the second goal, where I want to hear your guys' feedback and hear what you guys want and hear what type of workshops you guys would be interested in. So that would be my third goal. I wish I had more to say, but we only limited to 5 minutes, so I might have to end it there. So let's go ahead and get started with some questions that I'm required to answer. And let's see. So the first one is, our alumni have shown to prove essential to the growth of our chapter. How do you plan to keep a good relationship with the alumni? Well, that's pretty easy. And I think there's like two parts to this. And the first part is just making sure the communication is there, making sure you're talking to the alumni and making sure you're communicating with them. And in a timely manner too. As soon as they maybe send me an email, maybe I want to respond back within the 24-hour time frame, just to be respectful of that. And also, I just want to make sure that we're giving back to our alumni. So our alumni do a lot for us, supporting our outreach events with donations and helping us with scholarships that help with SHIP National Convention. So I just want to make sure that we're giving back and showing our appreciation for our alumni. Now, the second question would be, let's see, COVID-19 may pose some challenges even when the SHIP National Conference is supposed to take place in Denver. What are your plans to take as many members from our chapter as possible, as well as prepare them for success? Well, that sort of ties in with my goals and, maximizing the attendance for the SHIP National Convention. And, that's just promoting and every single recruiting opportunity that we have, just get the word out, inform people of all the awesome, benefits that you can get out of this convention. And then how you prepare them for success. And that sort of ties in with the second goal, where I just want to hear you guys, feedback. I want to hear what you guys want to learn about, what you guys want to advance in. So, and that'll involve, coordinating with the academic coordinator and, do some planning there. And then my third question would be, recruitment and retention is one of the main responsibilities of the vice president. What are your plans for the year to recruit members? How are you planning on retaining these members? And then this sort of does apply to my first and second goal, where I just want to, expand not only inside the UA campus, but outside the UA campus, and talk with, high school students who are interested in engineering, who are interested in participating in certain clubs. And then also retaining those members. I think, a good chunk of retention, is, comes from, that relies on the, the bonds that we have with one another. If I'm friends with another person in general body, it's very hard for them to turn down SHIP later on, because, me and that other general body member, we have a connection and we share it with SHIP. So I just, with that, in order to retain our members, I just want to make sure that we're, enjoying, get to know each other, establishing our social events here and there. And yeah, so these are the three questions I have. If you guys have any more, you guys are welcome to just talk with me. We can come and chat about, some of my goals and plans if I were elected as your EVP. And with that, I hope you guys elect me. I'm very excited to take on this challenge, because obviously next year is going to be very, very difficult recovering from this COVID-19. And I think we need somebody who has the capability of doing that. And I think I have that capability. So with that, I'll just conclude right here. Thank you for listening to my speech.